It's Friday night, and the adventure's begun to Troy and Leo's wedding up in Orlando. We're on I-75 and traffic is not too bad, but there are some delays, so jump in the car and let's go. We finally made it to Orlando. For those of you that have driven that I-4 corridor, you know it can be a challenge at times. At any rate, stick around. On this edition of Green Eggs and Ham, we are at Troy and Leonore's wedding. After an evening of frustration that actually turned out to be quite nice with a great meal and time spent with family, we are on day 2 and at the pool of the DoubleTree by Hilton, Orlando downtown. You can see the weather's great and folks are having a great time splashing around by the pool, but for us, it's time to get on to breakfast. We are here in Orlando at the 7 Bites Bake Shop, the number 7 Bites Bake Shop. Fantastic meals. If you're ever in the Orlando area, check it out. We'll put the address in the show notes. There is no sign, and you'll likely end up with a line. 1,200 reviews, 4.5 stars. They're doing something right. So come visit 7 Bites Bake Shop in Orlando. Once you've had a chance to take a look at the menu, you'll order at the registers, then take a seat at any available table. Somebody in our group actually had this wonderful looking breakfast bread pudding. A little too much sugar for me. You can see along the back walls there are some beverage stations for refills. Highly recommended. We're super glad we came. The Orlando adventure continues after a stop at the REI Sports Outdoor Co-op. We are now headed south to International Drive. And you can see the traffic headed northbound. I think we're going to end up trying to find a new way back. I didn't realize that Orlando was big enough to have 2 outlet malls. We ended up at the Orlando International Prime Outlets, a pretty big fashion outlet center located near I-4 and International Drive. This place has everything you could ever want fashion related, including a couple of coffee shops and cooking stores. It's also got a lot of room and a lot of shade for you to stretch out, people watch, and maybe enjoy a cool drink. My recommendation is that you get here early. Even though we arrived about an hour after opening, we had a hard time finding parking. It sure got busy as we were leaving, and I was glad to get out of Dodge. The exploring and shopping were great, but we finally arrived at the main reason for this trip, Troy and Leonore's wedding. It was held at the Dubsdread Golf Course, which, like the sport of golf, has a long history. It opened in 1924 after Carl Dan Sr., a prominent developer, had a disagreement with the Orlando Country Club. Rumor has it that he and his buddies designed the golf course by hitting golf balls throughout the woods. Wherever a ball landed, a sand trap was installed. Dubsdread's intent was to put a scare or instill a sense of dread in new golfers, sometimes called dubs. Let's take a listen as they exchange vows and have a little fun doing it.
In return, we, their community of friends and family, have a responsibility to this couple. We can be there for the new family they are creating today. Will all of you promise to continue surrounding Leonore and Troy in love, offering them the joys of your friendship and supporting them in their marriage? If so, please say, we will.
We will.
The symbolic vows that you are now about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant it all, every word. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another, acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, and even teacher, for you've learned much from one another in these last few years. Now, with the next few words you speak, you become something more. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Troy, please share your vows.
Leonore, it's not hard to imagine how we don't end up here today. It feels like we could have missed each other by a matter of seconds. But I think the words, I'm from Florida, made this all possible. I never want to take our love for granted or how lucky I am that I met my future wife on my second date in years. I promise to continue to grow and improve for myself and for us. I promise that my home will always be wherever we are and wherever our lives take us in the next year, the next 5 years, or the next 25 years. I promise to maintain my passion for things that make me who I am, baseball, I'm sorry, and the things that make us who we are, like our capital A adventures. I promise to frequently say sweet things that will make, that if your mom heard them, would make her cry. And maybe my mom too. I promise to be selfish and to support you when you're selfish. We are so strong as individuals, and in the way that we support each other, and that is so important to what makes us so perfect together.
Your turn, Nikki.
I grew up on Happily Ever Afters. Between a childhood of Disney movies and 5 years editing romance novels, I had some ideas about what it would be like to fall in love. I would meet a cute firefighter, rugged cowboy, or secret. We'd hang out, and with the help of some woodland creatures or charming townsfolk, we'd fall for each other, only to have a terrible misunderstanding that tears us apart, but only for 10 minutes or 2 chapters. We'd clear things up and get engaged, and then I'd live happily ever after. But I know now that happily ever after doesn't exist. Real love is messy and beautiful, difficult and amazing, and it can't be contained in the pages of a book. Troy, when I met you, that's when I knew I didn't want happily ever after, but I wanted something else instead. Troy, I promise to show you real love. I promise to be the best partner that I can by being whole myself. I promise to push you and help you grow and be there if you fall. I promise to go on adventures with you and always ask for help, even when I don't really need it, like when you are in the other room and I can't reach something that fell off the couch. I promise to trust you with my heart and my dreams and my goals. I promise to be there with you through the times that will be hard and sad. And I promise you a lifetime of days that are so much more than happy. And that's what I want for us forever after.